What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming here, and we are back with round 3 of Populous The Beginnings Beta Tournament. This game is the final one of round 3, in fact, and it features Lucas, who, by surprise, took down Sponge in the previous round. He's playing as the yellow tribe in the red position. We've got that confusing swap again. His opponent, beloved member of the Populous community. He's loud, you know him, you've certainly heard of him. It's Clan Asgard's Keith52. And I'm even joined by Clan Asgard's Sub-Zero, also known as The Beginning on YouTube. How you doing, Craig?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I was looking forward to commentating this after coming off the back of my own tournament, but guess what, Lovenji? Guess what? My hotkeys have reset.
Excellent. Fantastic.
So I'll let you carry on while I try to get WS&D working again.
No worries, no worries. So, as is standard for this map, it is narrow passage. You've seen this map a dozen times and more at this point. The base that Lucas has opted for, known as Red Base, confusingly has the yellow tribe in it, gets a bonus convert of 2 additional wildies, which means his first convert is 4, whereas the yellow base can only get, at most, a convert of 2 with their first convert, and it does give an advantage in a map like this. The rate at which you build, the rate at which you charge your next convert, and your ability to harvest your own trees. Everything all adds up on this map, down to that advantage of 2 Braves, something that's been fed back constantly throughout the tournament, and something that will probably stop this being a 1v1 tournament map going forward in the future.
Well, I have noticed this split from the yellow base. You can actually, I mean, you don't get the initial 4 convert, but if you get over to the side that's not your core side, they're normally grouped up in quite big bunches. Red's getting a couple of them now. And you can get a decent clump. So, I mean, you're going to be behind slightly, but I mean, it's 4 Braves in a game where you're going to get 30-40 fairly shortly, so it's not going to have that much of a detriment, I don't believe, anyway.
And that's definitely noticeable. You can see that Keith has pretty much finished up converting on that side strip, save for a few stragglers now on what would be green side of the map. But Lucas has done the same on his strip. He's got a couple of Braves dying. They've got hands up, and one's dead, and the other's dead. He's just lost 2 Braves on his side strip, making up for that advantage. Right then and there.
Yeah, the side strip's really frustrating in the sense that you kind of have to get your land bridges, get them over, because it becomes such a headache having to deal with your idle Braves, and then they completely try to kill themselves like you just did there. He's even got some trying to kill himself in his own base here, so I'm not actually sure what is occurring here.
Oh yeah, I see one there, and there's also another 2 over here with their hands up. No, that's 3. That's 2 stacked on top of each other plus.
Yeah, I don't know where they're trying to go.
I haven't the foggiest where they're trying to go. But that does tell me
they're just about to die. Yeah, they're just about to die. I presume he's trying to send them over to the island, but...
He probably tried to use them to harvest, and that, therefore, has just gotten them killed. We've got the first land bridge of the game is going to be from Keith connecting himself to the side strip. I imagine he's just going to charge the second land bridge and do exactly the same on the other side.
I would think so. We could see Keith building here from a tower, so he's trying to build up as quick as possible on the outside of his base, and then sort of come inwards. And the way he's going to build, I have heard him talk about an anti-earthquake build in the past, which is probably a good idea because there are so many trees. I mean, you can harvest your trees as you should, but the harvested trees won't come into play for about 5 minutes or so anyway. So, and then for having them have a real effect, you're going to want the game to last at least 10 to 15 minutes before they regrow and you can start using the additional wood. So it's the early game that I'm interested to see. Now Lucas here with a land bridge directly across rather than the traditional like lengthways to get as much land as possible, but it doesn't really make a difference in the long run.
I don't think it does with the nature of how this map plays out. You know, when you're working with a 2v2, you're working with a slightly more limited base size, and getting that lengthways, I'll be giving you a little bit of extra land where you might stick a Fire Warrior hut or something. It helps. But
yeah, and you do tend to leverage the whole section in a 2v2 game to get more land because you obviously have to share it with your allies.
So it looks like all players have converted to their side bases now, so no more hands in the air, I'm dying shenanigans.
At least for now, it is the beta, anything can happen.
It's 100% true. Those of you who have watched Craig's game know what happened with his Braves in his game 3.
Should have recorded it just for proof, but I didn't want to.
Oh, don't worry, we got it. We got it.
So I'm going to come at you now with a live population. I've got my other screen on. We've got 49 to Lucas, 41 to Keith, so neck and neck at the moment. So it's going to be who comes down to, I guess, being the most aggressive or who can build the base the best if it does become a long game. Right now, no trading huts from either player, which is strange. I mean, because I would expect after watching other people's games that people would be trying to be more aggressive, but I suppose there is only one lane at the moment, and people can take their time compared to the PP game.
I think they're doing a little bit of a handshake. There is a Fire Warrior trading hut up now for Lucas, and the second one also about to be finished. So the troop huts are coming out, perhaps just a little bit slow. But it does look like both players are almost handshaking, that they're going to build up a bit and get into a bit more of a mana game than just sneaking into each other's base. That said, Keith has just danced 4 Ghost Shamans around, and he's now splitting them around his base, which is normally the sign that something silly is about to happen.
That's good. I like to see some deception used. Now, obviously, you had to cast 3 ghosts there, so that's 360 points of mana. We'll see what he does with them. He's going to, I guess, even just patrolling them like this can, if your enemy hasn't noticed you do it, it's going to cause you to think about your moves. Just a little bit more. That makes sense.
It's good to spread the shaman out like this. Personally, I don't like it. The main reason that I don't like it is because when you threaten the back door like this, it immediately tells your opponent to prepare for the back door, and I think you lose an element of surprise. Even if both of these are ghosts, Lucas will spot one of them and go, "Oh yeah, have I got the backdoor defense that I need?" And perhaps prepare himself a little bit better.
Yeah, if anyone's good at spreading a shaman, it's definitely Keith.
I'm not going to comment on that.
So there is one shaman in the centre here. It could be a ghost. You said that you've got a brave here from Lucas coming just to test the waters. I imagine it is a ghost. There it goes. So one ghost gone at the push of a brave. Now in the long run, it doesn't mean much, but that is 120 points of mana that's gone from that ghost being cast. But obviously, I think if a game ever comes down to one ghost being cast, it will be one intense game.
Yeah, the players are allowing themselves to get to sizable bases, and in doing so, they're going to have higher populations to play with. That means, yes, higher number of troops, but also their shamans are going to be more devastating. So in a lot of the games that we've seen early so far, the shamans haven't actually been the main reason that the game has ended, because the shaman hasn't had any mana to do anything, aside from just support her troops. With bases getting this big, once they start upgrading, and we do have Keith pushing forward, and he's in the drink.
Big shaman straight down there. Obviously, it's difficult remaining on the narrow passage because any shot can knock his shaman into the water. Now, Lucas is going to come straight across, counter-attack with his shaman, couple of warriors, try to get in there. Keith's moving his fire warriors over now, but he hasn't. Oh, he's got 4 warriors there, just in reserve. He's got a few more warrior hoods coming up now, actually, starting to get the warriors out. Like you said, it is a very warrior-centric game once all the paths start opening up.
Lucas is even going to widen the narrow passage on Keith's side a little bit just to stop the fire warriors potentially pushing him in. Keith has respawned though.
Yeah. Oh, he's managed to survive there. Keith's obviously got the advantage here because he doesn't have to worry about getting up in the water. Some ghosts and the lightning as well. Takes care, Lucas. Let's see what Keith does now. Okay.
So it looks like these players are opting, at least for now, to play on the front of the map.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not a fan of this traditional 2v2, take it as a 1v1. I like seeing different things. Because just lambridging over the middle is oh, never mind. There goes Keith. See? Yeah. Maybe my words there. Maybe you should have lambridged.
Well, in true Keith52 fashion, he finds a way to die where no one else should. Yeah, no.
He's got some warriors here.
He's got plenty of warriors, so I don't see him taking any actual damage as a result of that death. But you just hate to see it when you're trying to get something done. It can be a little jarring on the mental state. You're trying to get an attack in or just get something done, and you die in a way like that.
Yeah, players have got their bases up here, still got plenty of wood. You see Lucas has built his base with the HUD scattered as well. Keith scattered somewhat, not so much around his core, to the left side of his base, or right side, depending on how you look at it. He's a bit more scattered. We're going to see if that really comes into play, though. I think it might, actually, the way this has turned out.
Got another shaman battle between Keith and Lucas. Nope, we've got another shaman battle between Keith's ghost and Lucas, and then Keith.
He's pushed him into the bitless. He's still alive. A tornado onto the hut. Firewire is going to clear the shaman up, though. That's all he got. Now Keith is going to move forward. By the time Keith gets across there, though, he'll have to battle against some troops, and the shaman will be back before he gets there as well.
Important to note that on Lucas's side as well, there's still this narrow bit of the narrow passage that Keith has to contest with as well.
Yeah, we'll see if Keith chooses to leverage that over. Yes, he does. Gives him more breathing room now to kill these troops that are coming to slow him down. But to slow him down they will, regardless. He has to cast blasts, and the yellow shaman's going to be due back any second. Now, has yellow got any fire warriors here? He's got a couple that just come out this hut, I think. Oh, yeah, some in that other hut there. Now, I trust Keith can be skilled enough here to get past these. He's pretty decent with his shaman. I imagine he's going to get a couple of earthquakes off. Oh, a lightning on the shaman, that's beautiful.
And he's even brought his fire warriors as well. He's brought full troop support. He throws down an earthquake. Gets a fire warrior training hut for his troubles. There is a second one. There is a backup one.
Is he going to go for the core camp? He's going to have to stop these warriors from killing these fire warriors, but I think that will be no problem. I think Lucas is trying to run them past. Keith killing them with a lightning just to make sure he's got his fire warriors patrolling along the core here. Just won't kill the shaman when they come back, but he'll do enough damage that Keith can probably just mop it up. Spreading them out now, actually, so with the... Oh, shaman almost sunk.
Could have been embarrassing. Very Keith52 thing to do. Put the fire warriors on the core by mistake, which means they get scattered.
Yes, Lucas has managed to kill the shaman and swarm the fire warriors. He's still alive. He's got his warriors now to come mop these fire warriors up. His shaman should be okay, but the fire warriors are coming back at it. Oh, no. This is the beta, guys. Warriors can't be... they still attack you when you're casting your spells. You can't avoid that damage. Red warriors are coming through the front. They should be cleared up. I think Lucas has enough here to survive this. But
he's definitely taken damage. What I was going to say before that whole exchange occurred was I liked how Lucas had built his main base in a scattered way, but if you look at both of his side strips, he's very much built those in a more traditional grid way. Because those are slightly safer from shaman attacks. He's squeezed in as much as possible, whereas Keith's kind of scattered his entire base.
Yeah, Keith has been much more aggressive here. I feel like unless Lucas can punch back at him, get back in his own base, do something, this is just going to spiral into Keith's lead, really. He's building another warrior up in his own base now, narrowing out the widening out the narrow passage, and he's trading lots of warriors, just getting ready for maybe a back door with some warriors while he pushed in the front with his shaman. I think Lucas would die to that. He hasn't got any fire warrior defense. Fire warrior HUD's damaged, other one's destroyed.
Keith's even clearing up warriors with lightnings.
Lucas' shaman is going for the back door though. He's got some warriors at the back. He's trying to... I'm not sure about that. Okay, he's going for a narrow back door. So I'm assuming he wants to make it so Keith has trouble getting across. Maybe easy knock on the water if his shaman does come either, but warriors are going now. I think Red's got enough.
That is a lot of warriors.
Yeah, Red's sending his warriors away, sending them to the front.
Looks like we're entering a base trade scenario here. Both players are going to attack the other base.
But this is in Keith's favour because he has got fire warriors. He's got somewhat of a modicum of a defence. He's trading more actually now. He must have realised maybe he should have had more. Keith's just standing stationary in Yellow's base. Yellow lightning the warrior. I think that's his plan, to take out these warriors as quick as possible so his own warriors can wreak havoc. And wreak havoc they are. They're taking the roofs off these buildings. Now if he has time he can just get these moving again. Take the roofs off, get to the next building, kill as many men as possible. Fire warriors here coming from the fire yard for them will be doing enough damage unless the warriors go and target them, because as you say, proximity damage from fire warriors does a lot to a group of warriors.
They're not even shooting. The warriors are going to pick up the fire warriors before they even fire a shot. In fact, 2 of them dead already. The other 2, they're chasing the shaman, which means warriors are just picking them up on their way.
Yep.
Lucas
Warriors
gets
are in
another warrior
Lucas's
hut.
base as well, though.
3 warrior training huts Lucas has taken out. He's still got an operational warrior training hut of his own that he is training warriors out of, so he has
He's got the Shaman, that could be the turning point. I was going to say, this game could go down to that Shaman battle, because Lucas's base does not look good, but warriors here to prevent Keith from training more warriors. This could be devastating for Keith.
Although Keith has a lot of warrior huts, he's losing them all one by one. Fire warriors are getting swarmed, they're running around, they're not going to be any good.
Training warriors at the front. And the narrow passage, that's sneaky, because you might not think to look there when you're in the heat of battle.
It is, so this has turned into a full-on base trade scenario. Lucas is no longer training warriors out of his functional warrior training hut, so he's just losing his base right now.
Lucas needs to win now, otherwise it's game over. I don't know if he has enough. Keith Shaman's back now. Lucas has done well to do this much damage. However, Keith's still got huts that are fully built, producing more Braves. Warrior battle, Sharian battle has gone to Keith with the lightning. I think that could be game. Once he mops up these warriors, I think it's Keith's game.
And it does very much look like it. There are red warriors all over Yellow's base right now. Destroying all the upgraded huts.
Warriors trading at the front. That's the thing. He's still got 1, 2, 2 warrior huts and 2 that are somewhat damaged. So Keith's gonna, yeah.
It looks a little bit messy for Keith for a while there. Lucas did good getting the core camp kill on the Shaman and spreading his warriors around to do as much damage as possible. He even charged tornadoes over earthquakes to make sure that he got very specific buildings. But it does just look like, yeah, Keith's managed to edge out a victory here.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the warriors of Keith that are training, whereas Lucas isn't training any. He's going to make some land by the looks of it.
Yeah, why not? Flex on your opponent, show them how far ahead you are. You're expanding while there's warriors in your base.
Well, in terms of population, we've got Keith on 58 and Lucas on 26, so Keith is double Lucas's population.
I don't think there would be any shame in calling the game here, but if he wants to play it out, it is a tournament game. Yeah, look at all these warriors. Keith's even got defensive warriors patrolling. He's still got warriors in Lucas's base, and he's got enough to have 5 warriors patrolling in a circle around his huts to protect them at the same time.
Keith's got 33 warriors, and Lucas has only got 18. And population 18 warriors for Lucas. That means he's got, 8 Braves. It's not enough to generate any mana for your Shaman to do anything reasonable. Keith's just going to mop up here. There's the good game call by Lucas.
Does look like it. GG, well played, says Keith. Nice to see a little bit of sportsmanship. 49 left, he even says how much pop he had left. And Lucas surrenders, and that takes us to the end of game number 1.
Well, there we go.